Here we found this spot, shed hunting. I have not been back in here. Access in here is pretty brutal because it's kind of at the center of the farm. Really need to come off my neighbor, but that's not going to happen. So I had my spot marked on my map right here. We come right to it. And you can really see from here. I mean, you can see that ridge. You can see this bottom. It's going to be one of those spots you're probably going to have to hang, adjust accordingly. But you know they're going to run this ridge. It pinches down right here on that fence to another ridge, so they're going to go back there too, but it's so thick. I'd rather be up here. You can see them and call and rattle at them. Pick one of these white oaks and hop in, and there's a ton of sign on the ground. A ton of acres. But to pick the right tree the first time, I don't. This spot is awesome. You have to walk to hunt in here. You're going to have to walk forever. We brought the four in here. Crossed over a couple ditches, but you won't obviously be able to do that when we're hunting. But you got a cornfield to the east, cornfield to the north, cornfield to the west, cornfield to the south. So no matter what way you're coming, you're gonna lose from one side. You're gonna bump it. But up on this ridge, there's already a ton of sign here. Now the leaves are still in the trees, but you can see forever. You got this thick, heavily timbered piece. These bucks gonna be working this downwind side. You got this road running up the middle. There's an old fence gap right here going in this cornfield. This spot's gonna be dynamite. Looks like a deer over there. Acorns everywhere. Beautiful white oak ridge. Beautiful spot.
Back in Iowa, we got a Braves W. Championship parade, World Series champions, the whole shebang. Delayed my rut hunt. So it's November 6th. 5th is the day I really like to get cranked up, so I'm only a day behind. I'm a little behind on what these deer are doing going to a new farm. So today will be not a scouting mission because we got some cams out. We kind of know who's what, who's on first, whatever you want to call it. But hopefully they'll move this morning. It's getting a little warmer. I've timed my time to start back hunting. Not ideal. It's getting a little warmer, but things have just started kicking off around here. My dad's been hunting hard since Illinois the last week or so, and yesterday it really picked up for him. So might be right on time. Not, I'll get it. I got my brought my wallet. I'm gonna have to go down first though, dude. We got it.
Sit down right here. Refresh off the duck in the World Series. Had to bring my good luck jar. We come in here to this spot. It's a beautiful spot. We hung this stand about a month ago or whatever, and we've been thinking about it ever since. The access to get in here is tough. It's just, there's not really a good road to get in here. There's a huge creek surrounding this big bluff. So we were not really dreading it, but we were like, okay, we're gonna be sweating when we finally decide to make that walk. Well, this morning was it. We felt like it turned on yesterday, according to David. And we got in here, got a turkey gobbling right down the ridge, had a coyote come up while we were trying to climb up, so we felt like we got in here pretty dang quiet. We just mapped it out. We seen 3 bucks over here in this cut cornfield that about 700 yards away. 2 of them are pretty good deer. I couldn't see a doe. I think the other third deer was a spike or something, or a little buck. But all the corn is cut around this field. 10 days ago, that was not the situation. Or it was cut around this hill. We're just at a big ridge. We got cutovers on both sides of us. We got cornfields on literally all 4 sides of us. It's just a perfect picture, you know, on paper. You can't get a better looking spot for November the 6th, but we'll see if the deer move. First hour or two has been pretty slow from all the reports I've been hearing, but picks up once the sun starts heating the ground up. I think it's that giant we got on trail cam that one night. Oh my gosh.
He's got a bunch of junk on his faces.
Does he? Okay, here he comes. Oh, he's coming this way. That's that giant that crossed the road on them, dude. That's who that is. He's looking this way. He's kind of going away now. Tell me, can you see him good? Can you see him? I don't see it no more. Do what? Alright, be real still. Just one more deer to the mix over here that we're hunting. We moved this stand yesterday. We seen this big deer we call Jasmy. We seen him come up off this ridge right here, working scrapes, making rubs, and he was about 7,500 yards away from us the whole time. I grunted when he got up on our level, and he just didn't pay us no attention. This morning's more south-southwest. It's I'd honestly rather it be a little more west, but it's a rut. We got nose jammer out the gills. And good spot. Nick hung this spot. I went back to check some cameras and take another stand down. He moved it up probably, what do you think, Nick? It was about 80 yards. I don't even see the other tree, so we can't see that cornfield where we could see those deer running across yesterday, but I can see another cornfield and another cornfield to my west, so should be a pretty morning. It's warm. It's 41 degrees, but we got a long hike back in here, so you sweat. But you'd sweat if it was 31 degrees. happy Veterans Day, November the 11th. We finally got some cool weather for the first time in a couple of weeks, it feels like, at least that I've got to hunt. But we've set this ridge 4 times. This is the 3rd time in this stand. Oh, here she comes back. Here they come back. There's a buck. Oh, it's chopsticks. That's why we haven't been seeing any does. They can't even walk 10 yards without getting harassed. There. Well, we just seen the first 2 does that we couldn't kill with a bow, but now they're coming to us, so that theory's about to change. But we're in here hunting Jasmy. There we go. Could have whacked her right there. So that theory out the window. You're exactly right. Of course, our darn wind. What? Try to let it go over here naturally, if not, I'll cry. Going away now, eh? What? Yes. Well, I've had to grab my bow twice. Both times he's come closer to the little buck. These little bucks are trying to crowd his space so he won't run them off. Here he comes back. Locked down with a doe in this ditch. I lost the doe. There's something down there with him. Is that his doe with him? Oh, yeah. It might be his son. We've been watching him probably an hour. He's just staying about 20 yards downwind of him, fending off bucks as they come in. It's quite nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. At least he's got one eye. Every time he looks up here, I get nervous. Alright, well, we've seen him for about 3 hours. Been watching him for 3 hours. The doe bedded down, probably way west into the wind. What? Yeah. What? They're getting close now. They might be about to consummate their marriage. Our thought is that creek they're on right there is super steep, and the only place we've seen deer cross is right below, about 50 to 75 yards, or they got to go up this way about 100 yards west. So if they go that way, they got to probably walk around this brush pile and give us about a 40-yard shot. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have been on pins and needles and borderline shaking for about 3 hours, so something's got to give. One of us has got to have some relief. He's just trying to slowly ease into it. He's wanting to recreate T-Bone's Instagram post. Here comes the doe. There she comes right here. How are you on battery? Comes that little buck. There he is right here. Matt? You on?
Yep.
That hit him low?
No, he's fine.
We'll shoot again. I was hoping ain't that no man's land. Too thick. Yeah. I want him to bed down right there. He was gonna bed right here if I wouldn't have scared him.
I know. He's a little wobbly right there.
Yeah. He hasn't, when you just barely clip their lungs, they have to exert energy to fall over. But he didn't know what happened, you know?
No. I can't believe you got him to stop.
I know, as crazy as he was, like, Mac. That was nuts, man. That was probably one of the best hunts of my life, just considering the whole thing.
That was insane.
Oh, we got him. He's a big one.
How big?
Probably pushing 180.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool deer. Big old deep fork. He's cool deer.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thanks. He's laying right there.
Get that. I can get that burrito again tonight.
Yeah. No, we eating cheesecake tonight, baby. Cheesecake.
No, time for celebrating. Or are you picking me up anyway?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna call my dad.
All
Love
right.
you.
All right. When I get done with this, I'll come get the kids and come FaceTime you.
Okay. Oh yeah. All
All
right.
right. Bye.
He's coon hunting or something.
Hello?
We got him.
Did you really
Yeah.
get him?
We got him.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Celebratory. This is going to be our lunch. We're just going to split it for lunch, but we ain't got to because we just killed him. There you go. Thank you. It's enough to make you nervous right there. All that white hair. There's the old victory. BAP SF. That raptor trick buried in the mud. I think my shot was back along lung or lungs and liver, so that's what that arrow looks like. Go get him, baby. Big old boy. Come on. We did it, man.
That thing's a hog.
Look at those beans. Like a mule deer. Oh wow. Look at that. Oh man, he's so wore down, he's so skinny. Pepper's hanging out. Got issues. Oh, that one. We did break that one off a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Tick on his eye. There. Oh. That could have happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's the one we were after, baby. Jasmy. He's a hoss. We did it. We did it. Notch the date. Today is easy to remember because it's Veterans Day. November the 11th. Mark that. Mark that. We get back to some good Wi-Fi. We'll call him in, report him, and right now we will happily put our tag on him. Don't feel real, I ain't gonna lie. We hunted, we probably hunted a week total in October, and then this is our 6th day in November, and you know, had one tag. I wanted to make the best of it, and pretty pumped to wrap it around this guy. A deer we call Jasmy. This is a different farm. Me and my dad bought this farm 3 or 4 years ago, and I honestly have probably only hunted it twice. It was more of a, investment. It's got a lot of tillable. It was a good farm, beautiful farm. It's got a lot going on, but in shed season, found this spot, and I was like, I want to stand right here. It's one of the prettiest ridges, white oak ridges I've ever seen in my life. And me and Nick hung a stand in here early October, and we said, well, we'll be back. when the time gets right. And so November 6th, we came in here and we seen this guy. We had him about 80 yards. He was just straight up cruising, making rubs, making scrapes. And then I put a camera on that hill 2 days later. I got him up there at 2 in the day. But after that first morning, Nick moved the stand. I said, I'm gonna go move some cameras. He said, I'll move the stand. We picked out a tree. There it is, 80 yards away. And it's just been a whirlwind. We hunted that stand, what? That's the third time? We hunted it twice, seen 2 bucks. The next time, seen 2 bucks. Every time we see a deer out of that stand, he was within bow range. And we said, we're on a buck trail. We weren't seeing any does, but we knew we were on a buck trail. And we knew if we just gutted it out there, it's a long walk in here. It's not that far. The way we weave around, it's probably half mile, but it's through a bunch of multiflora rows. It's up and down a couple of big ridges. It's about as far as you'd want to have to walk before dark. And this morning we seen him at 7:30. He come up and run a little 8-pointer off and ended up running off bucks all morning. We later realized he was locked down with a doe, and he had a kind of a challenge on his hands because he had this bad eye, so he couldn't let anything come up on that side. And so they finally bedded down, and a coyote, we think it was a coyote, got him up. And it was a coyote I almost killed 2 mornings ago. Thank God I didn't. And he breeds her. He mounts her and breeds her 7 different times. And then they head down the ridge. They get up here, and that was twice this morning, twice that we could have killed him from the tree we moved from. That's Murphy's Law. But then there were some other bucks that were just downwind waiting on her for something like this to happen, I guess. And so they moved in on him. She took off running. He chased those bucks. The bucks were right in her stand. And thank God, I ran really loud and stopped him at 17 yards, and we put a good shot on him. And he ran, what do you think total? 60?
67,
maybe.
yeah.
He did a little loop, and it was over quick. So it's surreal. It's a good feeling. I mean, he's got 13 points. And we had one picture of him a month ago out in this winter bulbs and sugar beets field. Probably 300 yards that way. And then when we seen him that first morning, we were like, this is a deer we want to kill. Just unmistakable, big, deep fork. He's a little heavier than we thought he was as he carries his mass through his tines. He looks a lot like Big Chocolate. Same color rack, probably 18 wide. Just a beautiful deer.